So the new 1.17 snapshot for the Caves and Cliffs update just released, and it introduced a lot of new cool blocks and items. But the block I'm most interested in are the new candles block. The way you craft these is with one honeycomb and one string, and you get yourself a candle. But what's really cool about these candles is you can dye them into the 16 different colors. And they stack up to 4, a lot like sea pickles. This makes them a really useful and versatile block for building. So, I've gathered up 40 different uses for the new candle block. Let's get right into it. So first off here, we have better torches. So if you take a flint and steel and you light the candle, it makes light because that's what candles do. But it just looks a lot nicer than the torch. So I could see this being used a lot more than the torch. Second off, we have cakes. So a cool feature about the candle is that you can actually put it on top of your cake and light it. And it just adds a little bit of nice detail to the cake. When you eat it though, it pops off, but it's still pretty cool. So next off is candlesticks. So here we have a longer end rod because the hitbox of the candle matches with the end rod. Same with the chain. Here's the new lightning rod, and the lightning rod works as a really nice stand for the candle. A fence post, and then a lot like the end rod, the glass pane also works well. Here is a really cool, nice detail where the candles are sitting on top of an upside down lever. You're going to have to use a debug stick for this because I don't believe it works in survival. The next thing candles can be used for are gates. You could put them on top of your gates here like this, or your iron bars, or your walls, just to add a little bit more detail to how they look. I really like how these look. So one of the first things that came to mind with candles were obviously chandeliers. So I have 3 different chandelier designs here. I have one using fence gates, one using iron bars, and a more bulky one using walls. But now we can make cool looking and realistic looking chandeliers now that we have candles. So the next one are stems for our pumpkins and melons here. Before, a lot of people would use pickles, but I think it's just a little bit too bulky. So now a nice substitute is the candle. And with the lime colored candle, you can put it on your melons. So the next idea is a good way to hide your lighting with these potted plants. As you can see, the bamboo mixes really well with the lime candle. And then here, I have a candle on top of a cactus. Alright, next here, we have cattails, or reeds. This is one of my favorite ones here. It actually looks like cattails that you'd find in a swamp. It works really nice. But if you don't want to use glass panes, you can use sugarcane instead. Still gives off the same feel, but it is a little bit more. I personally like these ones. On the topic of using sugarcane, we can now put the yellow candles on top of it to make a little bit of a cornfield. And with the pink flowers, we can put it on top of the cactus and make little cacti flowers. And with the smaller green candles, we can make little baby cacti. So like I mentioned before, the candles work in a similar way that the pickles do, where they stack. So why not use the candles as pickles? And since we're underwater, why not use the candles as coral? So in terraforming, a lot of people will use buttons as rocks, but now we can use the candles as rocks as well. I think it just adds a little bit more detail. And same with wood, we could also use them to decorate our logs. They kind of look like sticks. Hey, you, if you have not already, you should click that subscribe button. We're getting really close to 100 subscribers, and I would love to hit that by the end of the year. But I'll stop wasting your time so we can go learn more about candles. Now here's the one that a lot of people have been doing. A sword in the stone. If you take an end rod, put it upside down, and stick a candle on top of it, it almost looks like the handle of a sword. Another popular one has been dynamite. If you use the red candles and put it next to TNT, it looks a lot like sticks of dynamite. You could even use a flint and steel to light them. And speaking of explosions, they also look a lot like fireworks. You could even light them if you want. So the next one is a gravesite. So instead of putting flowers on the gravesite, you could put down your candles around it as well, just to pay respects. And gravesites are pretty spooky, so why not also make a spooky table? Now you can have the skeleton skull sitting next to a candle, and it gives off this spooky vibe. Obviously, a lot of the uses for these candles aren't actually candles. There's something different. And these next few examples are pretty cool because they're used as bottles. So here we have water bottles, and in this next one you can use them as shampoo bottles in your like bathroom and stuff. And then maybe next to your grill you can have ketchup bottles and mustard bottles, and you can even use the other different colors to represent other condiments. On this one I'm using them as darts. The tip of the candle, the part you light, kind of looks like the top of a dart that you would throw at a dartboard. I think this one's pretty cool. Another use for candles is a chessboard. Now it doesn't really work like a chessboard, but it does give off the feel that there is a board game being played here. Now back to the bottles ideas. You can use them almost as test tubes for a laboratory or something. Now we have one last idea left, and I saved this one for last because this one's my personal favorite. I think if you're going to be building with candles, of all of these ideas, I think this is going to be the one that you're going to be using the most. This is the most creative, I think. This is the candle to top all candles. It's a corn dog. So I hope you enjoyed. Obviously there is still a lot more possibilities for the candles to be used as, and I'm really excited for the new update because we still have a ton of items that we're probably going to be getting in later snapshots. So those were all the new ideas that can be used for the new candle block. I'm really excited for what people come up with because it's such a unique block that we haven't gotten anything like it before. So, this has been Ulrich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.